Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rocks. Tracy here, and just bear with me, got to get my glasses, make sure everything is fine. Yes, sometimes in the past it has been known for me to start recording and there was already half recorded video that I hadn't deleted. So yeah, thought I'd just check that everything was tickety, and it is. So I'm going to do a little whip along, and this is me whipping my CAL for the last time. Well, I say the last time, depends how long it takes me to do this border. I do have a really nice glasses cleaner somewhere, but not sure where I put that. Okay, so I have the yarn on my wool genie already. I'm going to pop that up there. I have a cup of tea in my mug that my lovely Linda got me, Linda Fairbrother, who sent it to me back when I reached 5k. Yeah, a while ago now. So I've got to drink this. I don't really need my darning needle and scissors. I'll put them up there. I've just been filming a tutorial, so got all my stuff out. Cheers, guys. Oh, that's good. Mustn't let it get cold. It's almost there, really. So it's very big now, like huge. I did have it all nicely lined up, but of course I popped it on there, and yeah. Now I've got to find it without unraveling stitches. I know I unraveled a few. Here it is. I did, because I'd reached the end, and now I'm no longer at the end. So I did unravel a couple of stitches, but never mind. That many to be exact. So let's go down. I've got you nice and high up so that it will go down further. It's not really going down massively, but never mind. So yeah, I'm just kind of figuring out a border for this now. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do, but this is the softest. This is softest cotton. I could have made some lovely wearables with these cottons, but you know, we want a nice blanket to sit on, don't we? That's bear with me a minute, guys. Hi, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had a phone call, as you well heard, but and I needed to take it. So and I had a lovely text from Gary. We're talking about something, and he said, keep cleaning it till it's gone. Then we do it once a month. Or giggle it. Giggle it. I think he meant Google. So I replied, I don't think giggling will help. Sorry, I couldn't resist it. He'll probably be all confused. Like, what? What? Okay, so I'm comfy again. Okay, where am I up to there? Yeah, so I kind of don't really know exactly what I'm going to do for a border yet. I'm just going to do it. And he's replying. I wonder if he realises he put giggle. He doesn't always notice what he puts. Victoria's the same. You know, she'll send me a message and then one of the words will be really funny. They don't always get it when I reply about it either, so we'll see. He's having his lunch, so he's messaging me. He had a hard day today, bless him. The people that do the previous days weren't in, so he was on his own and busy. Okay, so I am now at the corner, and I've got to pick up stitches all the way along. It's going to be a mission, guys. Big old mission. So what am I going to be doing along? I'll pick up UK double crochets, which are singles. That's going to take forever. Serious. Oh well, who said it's got to be done quick? It's not going to get done quick, is it? It's just so big. But I should have put my aircon on in the bedroom. I'm getting rather warm, but it's not the nicest day today. Parts of the UK have got a really horrible storm, but they are mostly northern. Yeah, have it for dinner if you want. I won't though. Oh, okay. So we won't be having that for dinner. It means I've got to go find something. Oh well. I made this big curry and he took some to work, so there was quite a lot left. He didn't see the giggle. If he did, he didn't mention it. And I should have had lunch before I started this, because it's definitely lunch time. I could always pause it and come back. I had to pause it when the phone call come in, so no problemo. It'll only be a roll. I've got gluten-free rolls. So yeah, one of my least favourite jobs in crochet is picking up stitches down a side. Not as well, I don't know, is it as bad as sewing in ends? Not quite sure. But sometimes, you know, sometimes you want to go in a stitch to sort of have it the right distance apart, and you can't get in there, and so it's a little bit further away than you actually wanted, which is annoying. Like this one, it's very tight where I want to get in. But the beauty of that is I'm going into the same colour, so wherever I go in, it's not going to notice, which is perfection. But yeah, it is a pain picking up stitches, isn't it, down the sides of work. Oof. Nobody's favourite job, I know. Trying to get them in a good even spot. So I think I've managed it so far. Whew, rather warm. Okay, let's Gary will think I'm messaging him back if I leave it on him, so better close it. Now I'm not going into the same colour, I've got to be more careful. But as long as the spacing is good, should be fine. I'm glad this is finished though, this blanket. It's been a good CAL, but at the same time, when things go on for a long time, it can get on top, can it? It can just become a little bit like, oh, again, do this thing again. But you know, I wanted to do a picnic blanket, and so here it is, done. And just on the last bit, the border, and I don't like the way I did that bit. I couldn't get into the stitch I wanted, guys, and it was too far down. I'm gonna have to try and burrow in. I don't have a sharp hook here though. Aha, gotcha. That's better than it was. Much. That's it. It's because I do my end stitch so tight. Don't think about going in, do you? You just want to get the edges nice. Sorted that one. So, how are you all? What are you working on? Anything new and exciting? Doesn't want me to go in there, does it? I need a very pointy hook for this, and I haven't got one. I've got one that's got kind of a rounded tip, so it's not enjoying going in to the stitches. And while I was on that phone call, finished my tea, but I have got another drink with me over there. I brought in a can of cream soda. We had loads of them. Gary was a big fan of cream soda, so he bought quite a lot, but he's drank them all except for one. I think he saved that one for me because I mentioned yesterday that he drank them all. He was like, well, you have that one. Bless him. I got one. Yeah, so where are we? That's it. I don't want them too close either. That's the trouble. You'll either, you know, get them too far apart, and you can have them too close together. It's just trying to pick them up in an even even way, and it's such a big blanket that you won't get the same amount of stitches either side, but as long as they're spaced in the correct way, it will work out. Well, that's the theory. That's the theory. Okay, that's closer than I want it to be. Would that be further away than I want it to be? No. So we had a busy weekend. We had barbecue for it was for Ezra. It was his first birthday, and but two of Gary's brothers came, and obviously the girls were there as well, so it was quite busy. And I was cooking on the barbecue. Gary did some other food as well, but we had too much food. It's always the way when we do anything. It's a legacy of mine and Gary's mother. Not that we had the same mother, because that would just be wrong, wouldn't it? But what I mean is, both of our mothers were the same. That they, after the war and after rationing and all of those things, it was, no, we're going to have way too much food. We're going to have way too much in our freezers, and, you know, we're never going to be short of food again. And at Christmas, could feed 5,000 people, but it's just for us four, you know, that sort of thing. And it's a legacy that Gary's brothers have inherited as well, especially when it comes to doing things like meat buying. Terrible meat buyers, really. They spend so much on it, but doing well. It's going to take forever, isn't it? Just absolute forever. Luckily, when it comes to tutorials, I have a small swatch, but this I feel may take more than one session. That would go in there. I was going to make sure it did, but yeah, I think this is definitely going to take more than one session to do a whole border on this. And I do want to make sure it's a nice size border as well, so yeah. Okay, on the green bit now. I love these yarns that I've used for this. All of them have been really, really nice to work with. They're all soft. And most of these, I noticed that I got an advert through saying that there were some new colours released in some of them. And I do have some other projects on the go, so I am considering having a look and seeing what I can find. But I don't really want to wait to finish this other project. I can't get in there. The fingernail helps. Did it? Yeah, that'll do. Looks good enough. So Gary and I, we've been watching Dead City, and we've finished it. So now we're needing a new box set or thing to stream. Not sure what to watch next. So if you have any suggestions, I would be very grateful. At the moment, I'm watching the new Dexter. Gary and I watch all of the Dexters, including the one where I was up in, it was Canada in the snow. We watched even that, and I watched the spin-off where he was young. Loved that. So yeah, I've kind of watched them all, but Gary didn't watch the one when he was young. I think he doesn't really want to watch any more Dexter, so I've been watching it without him, even though the new series is really good. I'm so glad it's back, and loving it. Not keen on the police woman in it. I think she's rubbish, but the rest of the characters kind of like. She's just a bit silly and not believable as a character for me anyway. And Michael, he doesn't like her either because he loves Dexter. We watched that together when he was young. And yeah. So does that look all right? I think so. You know, when you look at it and you think, am I going to look at that later on and think, should have done that better? But I don't think so. I think it's all right. Got some tight stitches again. Get in. No, didn't want to go in. Got to burrow that in somehow. The weather is getting annoying, really, because we had a really long, dry spell. And it looked like we were, I mean, from spring we had, you know, very hot weather all the way through the first part of summer. And then it just suddenly turned. And it's been very changeable ever since. We've not had masses of rain because we don't really get a lot of rain. But, well, some years we do, but we've just had a lot of, you know, ordinary, boring, overcast and nothing to write home about weather. The summer seems to have gone. And just when you think, oh good, we've got some good weather coming, before you know it, we've got some rubbish weather back. And as I said, parts of the north and Scotland have some storm with a weird name. You know, sometimes you can remember names of storms, but this one's a bit, I think it gives it an F. Can't remember, but yeah, they've got a storm. And particularly nasty wind heading their way. I think some parts have got it already, from what I see on the news. That is just, I'm not going to get in there, so go in that bit. Have to. So yeah, at least in the south, where I live, southeast, we've been spared that one. Oh, getting uncomfortable. I was leaning back too much. Yeah, so I'm going to go in there. So, you know, we've got kind of calm weather, but, you know, a lot of overcast skies. Just no sun. It's all gone. Typical of the UK. Very typical. We can have what seems like 4 seasons in a week here. It's very strange weather system we have. Well, you know, I'd like to see a little bit of summer back before the end of the summer. But it's kind of typical that it is, the kids are on school holidays, I suppose. And the weather's turned. What does that look like? Yeah, that's good. That's good. So along this section, they're picked up okay. Now we've got bobbles. You know what? I'm almost at the end. Wow. That has surprised me. For all my moaning how it was going to take me forever, it's not been so bad going along this edge. So I've just filmed a tutorial, as I said, and it was for my granny square, because as you know, or you may not know, I'm doing a year of granny squares. So I'm doing one a week. I think it might be week 23, I'm not sure. But I'm really enjoying doing those. But this challenge is to come up with new ones. That is challenging. Don't really want to just go in. Ah, there we go. No, it's not. I want to go in 2 loops if I can. Can't on that one. But the next one will mask it, so that's fine. So yeah, that's what I've been filming today. The year of granny squares. And the way I'm working now, I don't know if you've seen my current tutorials, but I used to do a right-handed and a left-handed one. But now I'm making one tutorial, and they'll both be on the same video. So the first one is right-handed and the second one is left-handed. So I'm putting in a timestamp if anybody needs the timestamp. I know a lot of people like to watch both for me, but which is lovely. I really appreciate that. But if you're not one of those, or you want to be quick to find it, I'm putting in timestamps so that you can easily find the left-handed one after the right-handed one. But so far it's working out okay. Nobody has come to me and said, are you not doing left-handed anymore? So hopefully everybody's finding it okay. But I just kind of announce it when and where I can, so that, you know, in the hope that if there's someone that needs to hear it, they will. Well, that went nicely along that orange section. I loved that orange section. That was one of my favourite sections to do. I really liked that stitch. I might do something with that again. I liked it so much. So yeah, that's a good possibility that I'll make maybe a blanket with it. Although saying that, I have a new stitch. Well, it's not a new stitch, but I have a stitch that I want to make another something with. So it might be a scarf or a blanket, or could be something completely different. But I want to do that that stitch. That's too far away. I need to pick up one in between. Yeah, that's about right. Not as good as the mauve orange section. Not as good a pickup, but it will work. Okay. So what is the biggest thing that you've ever made? The biggest thing I ever made was... Hi everyone. A few mishaps along the way here. First time I had the phone call and I had to end off, and then I started recording again, only for my camera to completely shut down because I'd run out of charge in it. And so I managed to get all the way to one end without actually recording anything. Well, so I decided to break off, go get my lunch, eat that, and then come back. So here I am after doing that. So yeah, all refreshed now, no more rumblings, and I've not almost made it all the way to the end. In fact, I have now reached the end. So, well, all the things I asked you, all the things that I talked about are no more. Actually, I'm going to do my corner a little bit differently. I did my corner differently in my new square, and I'm going to do it the same way. So yeah, I've just filmed my new granny square, year of granny squares, and I've got a nice edge to go along now because it's you know, an actual row of stitches, so that'd be cool. So yeah, hopefully if I ask you anything, it won't be a repetition of something I've already asked you, because how annoying, a whole video virtually just wasn't there. Near enough. But I was quite pleasantly surprised, hang on a sec, how long it took me to get all the way down one end, because I was thinking it was going to take forever, and this would just be more than one whip along actually, because this border's going to take a fair bit of time. But thankfully I have the swatch to do the actual tutorial, so it won't. But it just needs some figuring out for this blanket. But I'm kind of glad it's reached an end. I mean, I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. I'm glad it's reached an end, but at the same time, I've enjoyed it. I've not done a crochet along that was this long before and involved, because it's more or less like a sampler blanket, where instead of just doing one row, maybe we're doing sections, and then different sections of different lengths and colours. So some are smaller, some are bigger. But yeah, it's been good fun, but a commitment nevertheless. So now that this is done, at least I will be able to get some other projects done that I've wanted to do. And some of my year of granny squares that I've been doing have been bigger projects, and they are kind of in various stages of completion, waiting for me to have the time to get on with them. So with this out of the way, once it's completely done and dusted, I'll be able to do that a lot better. I mean, obviously you have things that happen in your life, like we had the barbecue at the weekend, and the next day I spent quite a little bit under the weather. Oh, and I've got a new cup of tea. So that's good. And one other job I did while I was when, you know, my video that never was kind of erased, and I ended up having a break for lunch. I've got one of those candle, well, it's actually a burner, but it plugs into the mains and then it heats up the wax. And I decided to change my wax, so I was going around plugging that in and melting the ones that needed to be emptied, and ready for a new chunk of wax in. I actually quite like this blanket. I'm quite proud of it, really. It's I've not made one like this before. I did a wrap for myself that was kind of a sampler, and I did get asked if I'd do a tutorial for it, and I never did get around to doing it. So it's around here somewhere. I brought it in to have a look at and see if I could do it. But like I said, I've not really had the time since I've been doing this to devote to other projects. Oh, that's split the yarn there, and it keeps splitting in the same space. That's the trouble with cotton, isn't it? Sometimes it does split a little bit or a lot. And I'm going into the, you know, when you do your foundation chain, I'm going into the other side of it as well, so the upside down part of the stitch, if you like. I'm not really sure what stitches I'm going to do in this border, or if I'm just going to go round. I probably will do half trebles, like UK half trebles, which are half doubles, because doing these just UK double crochets or American single crochets, I feel like it would take forever to do a section, you know, to do an inch even. Oh, it keeps splitting. It's annoying. I'll be glad when I've gone past this. It's only because it's the bottom part of the stitch, and I don't know why it should want to split. Maybe it's that particular yarn. That was a yarn I got from a UK shop called The Range. And yeah, maybe it's that yarn. I have a little bit left of that, but not much in that colour, like a darker turquoise. Let's have another slurp of tea. Oh, that's good. That is good. So I had a bit of a batch of tea. I have to say that I didn't enjoy it as much as the others, and I thought, is it the tea or is it me? And I've got a bit of a feeling that the last virus I had was COVID, because when I look back at it, a lot of the symptoms were, and I think I had a little bit of long COVID, which thankfully has gone now. Well, I'm hoping it's all gone anyway. But yeah, I feel so much better now, and my tea tastes the way it should. So all's right with the world. Cheers. So I don't know if you saw this in the first bit. Well, you probably did. This is my Crochet Rocks mug that Linda Fairbrother, one of my subscribers, lovely Linda, sent me when I got to 5k. I've got 31 and above now. So yeah, so excited when I get to my new milestone. But you know, I'm not in a massive hurry. Like some people are in like a massive hurry to grow and get there, and they get kind of bent out of shape about the numbers and all that. But I'm not really into that aspect of it. I just like to know that I'm steadily reaching more people and getting more of a community going, and you know, all of that stuff. Oh, that good stuff. But one thing I always do is I always try my very best to go into the same live streams that I used to go into when I had 1 subscriber. So many times you find that there are people who, I don't know what they class as, make it on YouTube. Suddenly you don't see them for dust anymore. And I know it's busier. Don't get me wrong. I know I'm a lot busier now than when I first started, and I'm a lot busier now than when I had, say, 10,000 subscribers. But I always try my best to answer, unless it's a giveaway or something that I can. Sometimes I just, you know, like it and heart it. But if I can, I'll comment if it's a comment. And I will always try my best to answer as many as I can. I don't think I miss many. And if I do, it's just, you know, unfortunately they're buried in amongst giveaway answers. And I don't see them, but I always do that, and I try my best to get in as many of the live streams that came along with me when I first started, like Kerry, the Yarny Elephant, and Granny D. I go in hers when I can, and Ola Joe. They've always been around. They've always been there, and yeah, and sort of I try my best to keep up with the channels that were there when I first started and supported me, and then they became channels of their own, like Nancy, etc. But it isn't always easy because the time difference. That's the one thing that works kind of against me, is that most of those people that had channels and come up at the same time as me are on the other side of the pond, and that's just a massive time difference, you know. Excuse me a sec, try and get comfortable. I'm along that long. You weren't there for me when I did the other side because you just sort of went off, and can't believe that. I looked and thought it had like lots of charge left. Hang on a sec. I'll bring my drink in. Oh, need these. Right. So that I've got a drink when I finish my tea. So now we're working along the side, and all the things that I moaned about going along the side, you didn't hear them. So now you're going to hear them all over again where you didn't hear them the first time. You know what I mean? So yeah, on those bits where it's tight and you can't get in, but you want to make sure that you're trying to get the same distance apart from your others. Yeah, it is a challenge picking up stitches along the side. Some of these stitches that I've done are easier than others. This one's not bad. Nice and even. I spoke too soon. I've got a bit where if I put it there, it's too close. If I put it there, it's too far away. Those are the annoying ones, aren't they? Okay. It's a bit on the big side. Just a bit. Okay. Just bear with me a sec. Just had to move my tea. I mustn't let it go cold. No, I need this. Only a little bit left now. Of course, I have mine black, so you can't really see it. Just see it glistening in the bottom there. I always gurgle as well when I've had a drink, which really is very annoying. Very annoying. So, while I was gone on my bit of oblivion, where I thought I'd recorded and I hadn't, I had gluten-free rolls. They're kind of char, they're called char rolls, with beef in. And I had beef, tomato and a little salad cream. No, I hadn't had salad cream for years, but Gary loves it. He was a salad cream kind of guy, and I kind of got back into it. I used to just have mayo, but gotten into the salad cream. Not that I should be on it for much longer, because as soon as I've finished eating the rolls that he bought me the other day, which won't be long now, and used up the bit of pasta that I'm going to make for dinner today, I'm going to start low carb. So all of my oats virtually are gone now, so I don't have any more of those to have. Just going to use up my rolls. That's good distance, I think, and that's it. Went in a little bit on that stitch. You know, some pull it in and some flare it out. Hopefully this border will pull all that into alignment, sort of thing. So if I've asked you questions, like I said before, I've made comments that I've just said once before already, then I'm not going senile. It's because the video messed up, so just bear with me. So what are you guys making at the moment? Are you doing anything new? I've got several whips on the go, and they tend to be whips that are from my year of granny squares, mostly, and they're bigger projects than I could finish in one episode of the year of granny squares, and I'll be glad when I can devote more time to them. I'm up to my favourite bit now. I said that on the other way, but you didn't see it. This orange section was my favourite. I loved this stitch, and I intend, hang on a sec, I intend to do something with it. And there is another stitch that I really want to make something with. I've wanted to make something with it for a while, but like I said, this has been a huge project, and it's taken up a huge amount of time, because, you know, even though I've got a swatch to do the tutorials, working the blanket, it's quite a big blanket, so it does take quite a while to devise the next section and to do it. So it has taken up quite a lot of time, and I'm looking forward now to being able to devote more time to those projects that I started, and these stitches that I want to use to make a project with. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And they pick up lovely and evenly along there as well, that orange bit, the stitch that I said I really like. The name of the stitch escapes me at the moment. There's so many, have you noticed as well, is like everybody thinks that they kind of invent a stitch, don't they? And I've invented a couple, but when somebody else takes it on and sees it, they call it something else. And that's happened over the years and years and years. So you get some stitches with about 2 or 3 different names, where each person who's done it probably didn't know the name it had before, and has taken it on and given it another name, or thinks that they're the first one to have done it and give it a name. But I have invented one, and that does appear in this blanket, and it's called the Crochet Rock Stitch. I got my subscribers to name it many moons ago, and I have 2 actually. The other one is the Rocky Road Stitch. They all have some kind of rocks in them. So yeah, I'm not sure if I did the Rocky Road Stitch. I think I did. I think they're both in this blanket, but I've got several tutorials with them anyway. Mostly the Crochet Rock Stitch is one that works better in the round. It's a stitch for the round, and it has a natural kind of flaring out ability, so that's why I used it for my fingerless gloves, because you didn't have to do any increases. It just naturally flared outwards, if you know what I mean, and looked like you had more stitches than you did. So it wasn't like you've got to figure out how to increase or anything. That was too close, that one. Look at it. Would that be too far away? No, it's fine. That one's there though. So yeah, my least favourite job in crochet is sewing in ends. My second least favourite job, picking up stitches along very long edges. That is an evil job, but we have to do it, especially if we want to finish the blankets off nicely. It's just, don't it knitting as well, pick up stitches along your edge to make maybe a rib or something. Same thing, pick up stitches. Nightmare job. So yeah, now like I said, if any of these things are repeated, do apologise, but I've been watching Dead City, which is a spin-off of The Walking Dead. It's the Negan and Maggie. Been watching that with Gary, and we finally finished it last night, so we are in need of another thing that we can watch, maybe whether it's already a box set on Sky or one of the streaming services or something. So we're kind of in need of a new one. I know we've watched quite a few already, different series, but yeah, anyone has any suggestions that I can look at, will appreciate that. So on my own, I am watching the new season of Dexter and absolutely loving it. So glad they brought him back. I did watch the one where he was young, you know, Resurrection. Oh, I forget the name. But I watched the one where he was young Dexter. That was brilliant. I absolutely loved that. I hope they do more of that one. But this new one where he is himself, not younger version, I absolutely am really enjoying it. So glad they brought it back. They well, you know, I know that if you watch Dexter from scratch, the first season when the very first bit, it does seem very dated. But if you can stick with it, then that goes, and it just becomes so good. It's good even though it's dated, but it made me want to go to Miami, that's for sure. I shouldn't get a phone call on that phone because it's not a phone. It's just a dummy, and unfortunately they all kind of link together. I don't want them to, but they do, and it's annoying, very annoying, because I don't want that, and I have no idea how to stop it, because they network, and I don't need that at all. But hopefully it doesn't mean that all I've done before has been erased, because I will be very annoyed if that's happened again. Not having a good day when it comes to technology. In fact, I'm not having a good time with technology at the moment. I've been having some problems with my air conditioning, and it's not that there's been problems with it. I've had problems with it having a nasty odour. And some time ago, we had a guy in, and he came and he gave it a good service. We did our own bits and pieces that, you know, we were told to do along the way, but he came and did a deeper kind of clean for us. And then after a little while, the smell came back. And I was talking to him, and he recommended some sprays and stuff. And then yesterday, the day before just dawned on, no, it must have been yesterday, dawned on me why it's happening, because I thought this never used to happen. Why is it now? And it's my own fault, and I can't blame Gary, although he could have reminded me. Just saying. But apparently when we first got it, when we were saying, oh, you know, you need to clean it now and then with this button. So we clean it with antiseptic stuff, wipe it down, and we do all that, clean the filters ourselves. But there's a button on my remote that does an internal clean, and it gets rid of any condensation or moisture in there that can lead to mold. So what it does is it burns it off. And so you can't be in the room when it does it. You've got to do it, and it takes an hour and a half, and you've got to leave the room. So I did the bedroom ones during the day because we weren't in there, and then when I went to bed I did the living room one, and it's gone completely. It's just gone. So the guy that did it for us, he recommended a spray. So I'm going to get the spray, give it a good old once over with that, and then once it's all done, set it to clean itself again, and hopefully that will erase anything, because it heats it up, so it does get rid of it. So it's probably all gone now. But honestly, it's my fault, because I'm the one who has to do all these things. Gary won't remember, and it's, you know, I just totally forgot about that button. And then once I remembered, I couldn't remember what button it was. I thought one of my buttons on there, all the others were obvious, and there was one that looked like Mickey Mouse. And I thought maybe it's the Mickey Mouse button then. So I found a tutorial on my remote control, and it was, I think it was Chinese or Korean, and I watched it, and sure enough, Mickey Mouse button is the cleaning button. So yesterday I set them to clean, and you know, feeling grotty like all I have been, is probably because I've been breathing that in, you know, no good for you. So yeah, I've been just feeling like very, like, the air's oppressive and I need fresh air, and I've probably been killing myself with mold spores. But anyway, I will remember from now on that I have to clean the button as well as everything else. And it's just kind of dawned on me. I sort of sat there and I thought, hang on a minute, they said you must every so often press this button, and you haven't been doing it. Stupid woman. But I don't know why, I just totally forgot about it. How can you just totally forget things? Too much in my brain, that's why. Too much swimming around in there. Oh, well, I've remembered now. That's the main thing. Didn't do myself or Gary any favours. Like, never mind. Well, at least we do clean our filters and stuff ourselves, you know, antiseptic spray it and all that, which, you know, a lot of people don't even do that. So it's not that bad. Just forgot the actual cleaning button. I don't know. Dopey. Okay, so nearly at the end. I've nearly gone all the way around. Wow, I'm in shock. But yeah, I don't think I'll get an awful lot done, and I don't even know if I've got all of this video. So I just got to upload what I've got. I mean, if this video starts in a very strange way without an introduction, you'll know that that phone call messed up the earlier part, and it's just a Crochet Buddy Wip Along. Honest, I really wish I could stop that. It's the most annoying thing. I don't, you know, I've got one phone. I don't need other devices to act as if they're my phone. I don't want my laptop, iPad, laptop, other phones. I don't want them doing it. It's just so annoying. And they're all kind of linked into each other. I think one time they unlinked and it caused sort of problems with my recordings and stuff like that. So I don't think I can actually be off it now. Blooming technology. That's what it is. Annoying. And I wish, speaking of aircon, I wish I'd put it on. It's rather warm now. Okay, so I am now back. Actually, I don't want to do that there. Silly me. There we are. All the way around once. So now I've got a decision to make. Do I continue in this stitch or do I make bigger stitches? I really like the way it looked along that edge, kind of long and short, although it's not. Goodness, part of the reason I'm warm is because I've got this blanket on my lap where I don't really need it. Okay, I think I'm going to do half trebles now in every stitch, because that way it will be bigger and I won't have to do quite as many rounds, which would be a godsend for sure. Wow, I'm probably all shiny and glistening. Hope not. Had the postman come today, so all my parcels have gone, which is good. My giveaways have most of them have gone. Just one more I think I'm waiting for the address for, but my parcels have all gone and been collected, so I'm on their way. If you're waiting for anything from me, it's gone. I don't mind getting them collected, but it really bugged me because they're now charging me for collections, and for the longest time that was free, and it was kind of the incentive to do it because it was cheaper to do it at home and have them collect it than go into the post office. And now they're put this surcharge on each parcel as well, not just per delivery or collections rather, not just per collection, like a one-off fee for the collection. It's on every single parcel, which is not good, not at all. I'm not very happy about that, but what can you do? Privatised the post office and you're at their mercy. This is why great blanket on. Not the best thing to work on in the summer, is it? Blankets. Fingers are seizing up. And another thing, I will absolutely be ecstatic not to have to keep working with cotton. Although one of my other projects that I've got on the go, for one of them definitely is cotton. Some of the others I don't know. No. But one of them is cotton and I've got to get that done. But I'll be glad to stop for a little while working with cotton because it's harder on the hands. Even though it's nice and soft, it's heavier and there's, I don't know, it's just does seem kind of more tormenting to the hands. Yeah, I like that. It's not big enough stitch to look like I wouldn't do a UK treble, which is a double US. I wouldn't do that, but the half one is just nice. It's not that much bigger and it's dense as well, which is another reason I like it. A dense stitch. But yeah, get in there now, guys. Let's just make sure it's still recording. Yes, it is. So I think I've definitely got one little bit there that said was the initial bit. That's definitely there. But yeah. So I'm not sure if I told you this already, because I'm not sure if it was on the bit that recorded or the bit that didn't record. I'm kind of confused myself. But yeah, if you're left-handed and you usually follow my left-handed tutorials, from now on I'm putting them on the same video. So you'll find it after the right-handed one. Say if I'm doing like the squares, I'll always put a timestamp in. But I know many of you like to watch both of them for me, for the watch hours and for the engagement, which is great, and I appreciate that, really do. So yeah, they're on the same video now, and I just put one after the other, so it will be easier to find them than it used to be, and hopefully it won't mean that the algorithm gets confused by my videos being some kind of being a lot of watch hours and some being small plus having the same title, and you know, it's confusing for a bot. So we've got to try and help them out a little bit, help those bots. After all, they're going to take over the world one day. Skynet is a thing. Maybe not. Okay, we'll see. Time will tell. It's getting very smart though, isn't it, already, AI? In some ways. Oh yes, I'll definitely be glad to see the back of cotton for a bit, I have to say. Oh, and it's so heavy. That's the thing, when you're doing anything and you're working on a big project, it becomes a big heavy project. I know all big projects like the one that Gary's blanket was very heavy because it was chunky yarn. It was Premier Puzzle, and there was another yarn, but I used in between rounds, but it was only a very small round, and it was very good for size matching. Although it was an Aran, it was still pretty good size match. It was a big ball. I've still got some of it left. I don't use hardly any of it really, but because it was just a in-betweeny round. Anyway, got lots of things that I want to make, and all buzzing around my brain, and I can get on with those now. But I'm doing a project which would be good for Halloween, or just be good because people would like it. But I'm doing that at the minute. My finger's just saying, but please stop, please. I've done enough of this lately. And it is very true, I have. So earlier on I noticed that you know, the I-cord knitter that I have, I thought about it, and if I made a little short I-cord, then some of my hooks that are not ergonomic could make a little sleeve to put over them, you know, and make them thicker. I thought that might be a really cool idea. So I shall give that a go. Have a little look and see if the I-cord knitter can be used to do that, because all you'd have to do is pop the crochet hook in between it all, but whether it would be easy to thread that through there or not, I don't know. So that's I will, when I get the opportunity, I will have a look at that. But I've got so much to do, not just crochet. I've got we had a boat trip that got first of all, it was booked for the wrong place. That was Gary's fault. And then we booked it, they let us book it again, and where's my corner there? Yeah, they let us book it again, and we had it arranged, but then there was a bad storm, so the company had to cancel that one and postpone it. But it was the last sailing of the year, because they these tours, they're just seasonal, and it was the last one, so they said, well, we'll have to give you a voucher, and I cannot find the email with the voucher, so I've got to search for that a bit later. I'm going to make a tuna bake for dinner, so I've got to do that too. So yeah, I've got quite a lot of things that I've got to get on with, as well as uploading this video, uploading my square and doing all of that, and then filming my chat. So yeah, lots to do in not very long to do it. It's 2:30 already, or gone 2:30. So yeah, I'm liking this. That's not bad, is it? It's obviously not wide enough, but it's nice and neat. And I think I've got enough of this denim colour. It wasn't a full ball, but it was 100 gram. So I've got that. And then I do have this bit. So there shouldn't be any need for playing yarn chicken when I get to the second ball there. I know I won't probably go all the way around, but it will get me, hopefully, to the end of wherever I'm at, and that'll be the end dictated by the amount of yarn I have left over, because I won't be able to buy this again. The one I saw earlier that said they have released new colours of the yarn, not the same supplier, but this stuff I got from Hobbycraft, and it is the Women's Institute yarn, and unfortunately they only, because it's cotton, they haven't got any more in stock. You know, they just, oh, we won't need loads of that, we'll just get a few in and then that'll be that. And so you kind of don't get enough for your project, or you might think, oh, that's a good colour, I'll get some more of that, and you can't, and you probably won't see it again until next year, which is a bit annoying, because us people that have online shops, because as you know, I have hobbyrocks.co.uk, and us people that do online shops tend to not work on those lines. To a certain extent I do, because I know that most of you will not want to be making too much cotton stuff in the winter, but it's always summer somewhere, it's always winter somewhere, and our customers are all over, so we have a tendency to have that in supply. May not get masses of it or lots of new colours in, etc., but you know, we know that people order from us from all over the place, and it's not always cold where they're ordering from. So, but shops that are bricks and mortar like that, they're just so well, seasonal. Although they are a massive shop, so they could do. I don't think I'll find it. Wow. How long have I been babbling away? Well, I have no idea really. A lot longer than the 20 minutes it's saying on my screen. Because it just depends if those videos are there or not. I'll get to the end, I think, of this row. And then I will call it a day, because I need to go make dinner before Gary comes home. And then I have to search for this voucher, which won't be easy, but I might, it might be on Gary's email. The original one should be on Gary's email, because he was the customer. But I know I was the one dealing with it. I want to sneeze, guys. Wow. I want to sneeze, but it won't. It's just tickling. Oh my goodness. Hold on a sec. There we are. hot. Oh, I should definitely put, next time, note to self, when making a gigantic blanket, put on your aircon, because you are surrounded by said giant blanket. I've pushed through the annoying finger problem. How long have I got to go? That far. So what is what's on your list to make rather than what you've got on your hook? Are you what do you want to make, say, between now and Christmas? What have you got in mind to make? Might help me decide on a few different tutorials as well, if I know what people are up for making between now and then. So it can be my little bit of market research. What tutorials or what projects are you looking to make between now and Christmas? And that includes if there's any Halloween ones you want made, or you want to make, or anything really. Birthday presents, Christmas presents, all come into play, don't they? Because it's always different for everybody. Wow. Not too far now, guys. Not too far. So yeah, what's the word I was going to say? Nope, it's gone out my head. Got arm ache. I've been doing nothing but crochet for, well, it feels like it, for the last week. I had a couple of days where I didn't do a great deal because we had a barbecue and family over and that sort of thing. And then I was ill, so I didn't sleep, and so I didn't get a great deal of anything done. But I'd crocheted so much before that. Yeah. Oh, and somebody asked me about the Fairyland yarn that I made a Wip Along. I do have a little bit of that in stock. As soon as I ordered that, it went out straight away. It went straight out of stock. But I think I have about 4 balls of most of them now. Perhaps a bit less of the purple one and less of the blue. But yeah, I have got lots in my basket to order again. But yeah, it takes a while to come anyway, even if I do order it, and they owe me a refund on something as well, which they want to know if I'd like to have it in my own personal stash and have it at half price. It's like, that's not why I ordered it though, is it? I feel like they should refund me for that. But, you know, I haven't replied, and I should have by now. So, yeah, I will order some more of it. But, yeah, I'm kind of holding off just for a little while. But it takes a while to come anyway. But I do have some of it. It is beautiful. It's lovely to work with as well. And stitch definition is beautiful to look at. Poor fingers. Oh, they're kind of going into submission now. It's like, I surrender. Stop. I'll just get to the end of this row. Even though it's not really very far in, it is going to take more than one session, absolutely, for sure. And I don't know quite what I'm going to do at the end. I could do kind of about 1 inch, I suppose, or however much this yarn takes me. And then perhaps I could bring in either a multicoloured variegated to just finish it off, or a colour to finish it off. What do you guys think? What do you think would look better? I mean, if you can imagine this border being, or just leaving it that colour, What would you do? Would you bring in a multicolored variegated to just do a little bit on the top? Would you just picot it? Would you do anything? Just some suggestions to mill over would be nice, if you have any suggestions. Oh wow, nearly there. In fact, because I sit here like this, my arms are raised more than they would normally be if I was sitting crocheting. So it's actually hurting my muscles and my fingers and my hands and my arms. Just because if I was in my sofa, like not on my sofa where I normally sit, it'd be fine. So I've got a nice long loop. Hopefully it won't unravel some. And that's the wrong side. This is the side. Obviously there's not so much border this side. But there we are. This is it. Get in there, guys. Get in there. Thanks for joining me. And hopefully it is a longer video than the 28 minutes that I'm seeing before me. Hopefully the other bits are still there. Anyway, thanks for being with me, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.